I, like a lot of people, was super skeptical about Marvel's new movie, The Thunderbolts. But after seeing the official trailer at D23 Brazil, I can't help but to get excited. This movie just looks so much fun. However, one thing did dawn on me, because a lot of the common folks might not know who these characters are. Mostly because phases 4 and 5 weren't that well received, or let's be honest, some of these characters were really forgettable, or the movie that they were in just sucked. So, as a public service, I figured why not give you all a refresher to who each member of the Thunderbolts are, according to the MCU. Let's get the most popular and recognizable out the way, Bucky Barnes, or the Winter Soldier. Bucky made his MCU debut in Captain America: The First Avenger alongside his best friend Steve Rogers, where he was presumed dead because he fell off of a train, only to reappear in the second Cap film, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, where we found out that he fell into the arms of the villainous organization Hydra, and ever since then, he's been their secret super soldier carrying out murders for decades. And yes, that does include Tony Stark's parents. Fast forward a little bit, with the help of Wakanda technology, Bucky is freed from the brainwashing and goes on to help the rest of Earth's mightiest heroes to defeat Thanos' army in the Battle of Earth. Now, the last time we saw Bucky is in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where he's still fighting with himself from the things that he did when he was brainwashed from Hydra. And at the end of the series, he helps the new Cap, Sam Wilson, defeat a terrorist organization known as the Taskmasters, and is finally able to forgive himself for everything he has done because he didn't have any control over it. Next, we're gonna go back to phase 3 for another forgettable character in Ghost. Ava Starr, aka Ghost, was introduced in 2018's Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now, Ghost wasn't such a bad character, however, the movie was sandwiched between Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, so honestly, I don't think a lot of people really cared. Now, Ghost got her powers from an experiment gone wrong, accidentally killing her parents, but giving her the ability to phase through things and the power of invisibility. However, during the film, we do find out that Ghost is the antagonist because whatever happened to her is slowly killing her on the inside, and she just wants to find a cure. And at the end of the movie, thanks to the quantum tunnel going into the quantum realm to get the original Wasp, Janet Van Dyne, who has quantum powers, she saves her and now she can use her powers controllably, as we see in the Thunderbolt. That was a lot of quantum things here. She can control her powers now. That's all. There you go. One thing that I am interested in Ghost is that now that Marvel has full use of the X-Men, are they gonna say that she has the X gene in her, besides saying that, oh, it's just an experiment gone wrong? I think she might be a mutant and she might be a part of the X-Men. Stay tuned. On to the second most popular character, the little sister of Natasha Romanoff, Yelena Belova. Yelena was first introduced in the MCU in the 2021 pandemic movie Black Widow. Which, look, a lot of people say that it's a bad film. A lot of people might not be wrong, but it's not as bad as they might have you think. Unknowingly to Yelena and Natasha, their parents Alexei Shostakov and Melina Vistakov were Russian spies, and after their mission was over, the two girls were handed over to General Dreykov to the Red Room to be trained to be assassins or Black Widows. Now, in the movie, we do see Natasha and Yelena both mend their relationship with Alexei and Melina to take down Taskmaster, we'll get to her later, and General Dreykov. At the end of the film, we do see Natasha leaving to go help Steve Rogers to set up the events of Infinity War, and unfortunately, this does mark the last time Yelena will ever see her older sister alive, because unfortunately, Yelena was blipped during the snap. When Yelena comes back and finds out that her sister Natasha isn't here anymore, she is angry, and rightfully so, until she's approached by a secret government official, Val, and she tells her, hey, Clint Barton, Hawkeye, he's the one that killed your sister. And that just brings us to the next time that we see her in the Disney Plus series Hawkeye. In this series, we do see her angry, and we do see her seek revenge on the Clint. She befriends Kate Bishop, well, Kinda. And we also see that not only did her and Clint come to blows, but he tells her that not only did he not kill her, but she sacrificed her life in order to save the world. And the last thing we see of her, she accepts the fact that Clint didn't kill her and she just goes off. And based off of the Thunderbolts trailer, it seems like she's still taking mercenary missions. I mean, you gotta pay the bills somehow, right? Well, since we're talking about Yelena, let's talk about her father, Alexei Shostakov, or the Red Guardian. Now, the 2021 movie Black Widow is the only place that we see Alexei. And in the movie, we do learn that he was Soviet Union's one and only super soldier, giving him the name Red Guardian. Does every continent or does every country have a super soldier? I don't want to see after this, no more super soldiers. I can't take it anymore. Now, after the mission that he did with Yelena Vistakov that I mentioned before, he ended up going to prison because he was talking bad about the Russian government. Now, he does claim that if he wasn't in prison, he would be more famous than Steve Rogers' Captain America. He also claimed that he fought him, which the timelines doesn't really... Listen, it tracks for his character. Do I believe him? No, but it would be kind of cool if we see a flashback and it did happen, right? Now, in the movie, we do see Natasha and Yelena both break him out of prison to help take down Dreykov's Red Room. And at the end of the movie, when Natasha goes away, him and Yelena promises each other to go around the country to disband all Red Rooms around the world. Let's round out the movie Black Widow with the final character from this film, Taskmaster. Okay, so Taskmaster is arguably the worst person on this list. However, it is not my most hated. My most hated is next on the list, by the way. Antonia Dreykov is the daughter of General Dreykov, who is the leader of the Red Room. Antonia Dreykov was severely injured by an assassination attempt from Natasha Romanoff, whose target was actually her father. And after the accident, was he a good father? Trick question. Of course he wasn't. Because he put a chip in her head, allowing her to have photographic memory. And with that photographic memory, it gave her the ability to match each person's fighting techniques in real time and copy them, giving her the name Taskmaster. And if you know anything about Taskmaster in the comics, you could probably see why she's the worst out of this whole group. Not the most hated, but the worst. Now, once General Dreykov was defeated and she was exposed to red dust, the microchip in her head was no longer functional and she had free will. So she went off to presumably go make a life for herself. She's gonna die in the Thunderbolts, isn't she? I don't give her, man, 5 minutes screen time, tops, 5 minutes. And finally, we have the guy that I absolutely can't stand, John Walker, or US Agent. Look at that face. That is such a punchable face. You just it's not the actor's fault, okay? Not the actor's fault. He did a great job. Wyatt Russell, whatever, he did a great job. It's just the character. Can't stand the character. Now, John Walker was chosen by the government to succeed Steve Rogers to become the new Captain America. However, feeling the pressure to live up to Steve Rogers' legacy, he ended up taking the super soldier serum. And for him, it worked like steroids, because after he failed to capture a member of the organization, the Flag Smashers, John, I'm not calling him Captain America, all right? John sadly witnessed his best friend die. And then he caught a member of the Flag Smashers, who was surrendering, by the way, and publicly, brutally murdered him. After that, he was stripped of the mantle of Captain America and discharged by the army. However, toward the end of the show, when his roid rage calmed down, he actually chose to help Sam Wilson, the new Captain America, and Bucky take down the organization Flag Smashers. Now, even though he was stripped of the mantle of Captain America and discharged from the army, once again, we see Val coming in, asking him if he wants to be on the team and having the moniker of US Agent. That team now, we know, is the Thunderbolts. Astra. Alright, now that is the Thunderbolts. Now you don't have to walk in the theater clueless, or you don't have to watch a bunch of stuff just to know who these characters are. Oh, well, there's also Bob and Sentry, and I could explain how Sentry is kind of like Superman, kind of like Vision, but not as powerful as either one. But I'm sure the MCU is gonna change his origin, so there's no need for me to say it. So Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I will see you Sunday on In Case You Missed It, recapping all the headlines that you might have missed throughout the week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.